The step down's a common movement used in rehab, and there's many ways to go about loading it in terms of targeting different tissues, but when you're loading it for the quad, here's how I like to optimize the movement. So this is what the average step down typically looks like for people. I like the fact that it's an upright trunk so that we're using less hip extensors and isolating more of the quad. But the other thing is they kind of just shove their knee forward as far as they can typically. And I don't love this because the two muscles that we know control the forward angling of the shin bone or the tibia is the quad and the soleus. And the more that knee goes forward, the more the soleus also has to work to control that tibial inclination. If we look at it here, the way we load the quad is just kind of moving that lever arm further away from our center of gravity. So if we take that center of gravity and shift it backwards slightly so that we're kind of holding on to the side and kind of shifting our weight backwards slightly, we can get less of that tibial inclination, but still some, because we know we need that to load the quad, but we're actually shifting the center of mass backwards so that we're getting less of that soleus activation as well. The other benefit of this is, like I talked about in my previous video on quad tendons, is deeper knee flexion isn't always going to feel good in pathologies like quad tendonitis, but another huge one is patellofemoral pain syndrome. And a lot of athletes and lifters deal with this, and they keep pushing through like these ATG exercises where they're going really knee over toe and really deep knee flexion. And a lot of times that's just too aggravating for them in the acute stages. So I like to shift it back where they're almost loading the quad without any joint stress or as little joint stress as possible, and then also limiting how much the soleus can work. If you want to look more into like how the biomechanics of the squat kind of affect different pathologies, this is a great research article. And I stole that picture earlier about the lever arms from this article. I think every personal trainer and every physical therapist should know this paper front to back if you're going to be coaching the squat, or any squat pattern movement for that matter, like the step down.